we're actually officially launching autonomous receivables. We think of it as order to cash and autopilot.
Frida, call now.
Okay, initiating the call. I will be on standby taking the notes.
Hi, this is Kathy.
Kathy, good afternoon. It's Roger with ABC Products.
Hi, Roger. How can I help you?
I'm calling regarding invoice number 16825. The amount is $3,214. Can you confirm that when that would be paid?
Yes. Roger, I can process that payment on Tuesday.
Thanks, Kathy. That would be great. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
We have our summary. We have our approval. We have our email with the invoice attached. On to the next customer.
I'm actually going to completely switch gears and go to a completely different subject. I think it's a subject that is a fairly emotional subject, an important subject for us. I think it's the whole debate that is happening in the world as we speak around humans versus machines or humans and machines. In the history of time, I don't think we have a single instance where, over these hundreds of thousands of years, a machine has done anything to a human. So we believe that humans versus machines is for the movies. That's the only place that I've seen. But let's think about why it is humans plus machines and not humans and versus machines. You as a consumer, your morning coffee. When you wake up today, you press that button, you expect a good quality coffee to be made for you. But if you go back in time, our parents and grandparents, they spend a lot more time making coffee, the fire and the kettle and so forth. So really, you as a consumer have demanded a better machine so that you can free up that time and improve the quality of your personal life. We are officially in the digital revolution. So I think your role in the digital age is extremely important. You are the digital transformation change agent. As we talked about, your execs have things to do, your AR analysts have their fear. So how do you kind of bridge the gap, be the connections between these two levels to bring the transformation to your company?